Someone's game of Jeopardy! Could be going smoothly and then they decide to risk it all and make wild wagers and their standing in the game completely changes. This was what happened in the Tuesday, May 27th, game when the final Jeopardy wagers determined the winner in a shocking turn of events. Judith Friedman returned for her second game after defeating Jim Carpenter the day prior. The software engineer had a one-day total of $32,001 and tried to add to it by playing against Tyler Griffith, from Sturgis, Michigan, and Jackie Young, from New York, New York. At the beginning of Tuesday's episode, host Ken Jennings revealed that Friedman teared up after her win and said, "This is my dream." Griffith, a criminal forensic scientist, found the first daily double of the game with the fifth clue. He was in the lead with $1,600 and decided to make it a true DD, wagering all of his money. In Facts and the City, the clue read, "You can likely find a good coffee in this South American capital at the base of two mountains, Guadalupe and Montserrat." "What is Bogota?" He answered correctly, doubling up to $3,200. By the first commercial break, there were two triple stumpers, and the reigning champion was not doing too hot with $1,800. Griffith was in the lead with $2,400. Young, a resident physician, only had $600. During the interviews, Griffith revealed that he has a stutter. He shared that he took theater to help with it and his enunciation. Griffith did speech therapy from elementary school through college. "Changed your life, I guess," Ken Jennings said. "Yeah," he replied. "It did." His stutter was not super prominent throughout the game as he only tripped up on his words about 2 times. It was a tighter game by the end of the round. Griffith still led but only by $200. He had $3,600. Young was in second with $3,400. Friedman was not far behind with $3,200. In Double Jeopardy, Young, who was in the lead with $6,200, found the first DD of the round. She wagered $3,000 in the category Literary Hodgepodge. The clue was, "A painting by Dutch artist Karel Fabriciu is at the heart of this 2014 Pulitzer Prize winner for fiction." She correctly answered, "What is the goldfinch?" extending her lead to $9,200. 6 clues later, Griffith found the final DD. He was in last place with $4,800 and had the chance to take the lead, so he decided to go for it and make it a true daily double in historic Alaska. The clue read, "Linking Prudhoe Bay to the port of Valdez, this controversial project was completed in 1977 at a cost of $8 billion. He hesitated before Jennings prompted him to give an answer. With a shake of his head, Griffith blurted out, "What is the Alaska pipeline?" That was the correct answer, and he let out a breath of relief. This gave him the lead with $9,600, $400 above Young. At the end of Double Jeopardy, Griffith was in the slightest lead with $11,200. Young had $10,800. The reigning champion was in third with $6,400. The category for Final Jeopardy was American History. The clue read, "In 1847, a decade before making national news, he was the plaintiff in a Missouri case against Irene Emerson." The question was a triple stumper once again, with the correct answer Dred Scott. Friedman answered, "Who is Gary Powers?" She wagered all of her money, leaving her with $0. Yang's response was, "Who is John Brown?" She wagered $10,500, leaving her with $300. It all came down to Griffith's wager. He answered, "Who is Ferguson?" He wagered $10,401, giving him a final total of $799. Griffith was the night's winner, but not by much. Griffith will be back for Game 2 on Wednesday against 2 new opponents. Reddit users reacted to Griffith's win and the wild Final Jeopardy wagers. "Good match today and congrats to Tyler on the win." Another match where some odd wagering in FJ cost a player the match, unfortunately, one wrote, "Wild final wagers. What in tarnation?" wrote another. "Pitiful final scores," added a third. "Fun game with a bizarre ending," wrote another. "That sure was some creative wagering," a Reddit user said. Griffith also spoke out on the platform. "Well, that was a game. I first want to say to Judith and Jackie, You two were amazing competitors and so sweet. It was great getting to meet y'all in the green room and play against you. You two made me have to earn the win, and I hope to see y'all again on the screen on the Alex Trebek stage. I don't know how many times this has been said, but it must be repeated. Playing one of these games is such a blur. I barely remember anything as I was playing. I remember two funny moments and FJ. One was missing Dmitry Medvedev by mispronunciation, and then Ken couldn't say it and had several pickups, all the while breaking down more and laughing. Then during the after-show chat, I mentioned how I knew Cabrini Green was in Chicago because of Candyman, and Ken and I went back and forth with trying to safely say Candyman 3 times without summoning him. I want to thank the Kill Count Recap on the Dead Meat YouTube channel for mentioning Cabrini Green in their analysis, and that stuck in my head enough for me to remember it. Thank you.